Hey y'all, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of DDTS, episode 580. And thank you for joining me. This is episode 580. Welcome back to another episode and another wonderful episode of DDTS. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and it is not meant to hurt anyone in any way, form, or fashion. Everything in this video is alleged. So I just wanted to let you know some parts of this, well, mainly this video is true. This video is true. And I have my little facts over here on my little laptop. But I'm also say alleged because as a content creator, we should all be careful still and mindful because, some of the things that we say on these platforms, some of the things that we may say in general, might not be 100 and you get what I'm saying. But thank y'all for joining me. And if you are new here, hit that like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell so you will get notified when I have new videos uploaded. It is September the 2nd, 2025. I have my coffee here already made. I'm sorry I didn't make a video of me making my coffee this morning. I'm sorry. I decided, you know what, I'll show y'all my coffee in my cup. And I haven't had breakfast this morning, but I'm gonna eat a pack of cookies. Now back to this coffee right here. This is my third cup of coffee. Either my second cup or third cup, but I think I'm on my third cup. Thank y'all for joining me. And don't come for me having a third cup, okay? I'm a grown ass man. And I'm a big boy and I can handle it. And I need my coffee, for me to get in my moment. I've been up off and on since like 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. I took me a nap around by 9 last night. And it took me a nap around by 11. And I woke up about 3 o'clock this morning and I didn't go back to sleep till about 5 o'clock this morning. And so I woke up around like 6:25, used the bathroom, laid back down, woke up at 8:25 this morning. And I've been up ever since. I watched the episode of 911. And I was up on social media. I was checking up on people's friends and all. And I said, you know what? As I was watching 911 on Hulu, I said, you know what? I can do some content because I had friends and family asking me, did I finish the Hurricane Katrina, A Race for Time documentary? And I said, yeah, I did. I finished it. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I can give my own story time of the events that I remember when Hurricane Katrina hit, if I may. And although I watched the documentary, I'm just going to elaborate on my story time, but I'm also going to elaborate a little bit on this documentary, and I'm going to give it a review. And I'm going to give it a rate. But the review is not going to be big. I'm just going to give it a little review of what I'm, in my perspective, what I think about it, and everything else, this and that and the third. This and that and the third. And I think, you all deserve that. And I want to be sure that I provide y'all with the most wonderful, informational video and topic that there is to talk about. Also, I will be having another video that I am gonna be working on pretty soon. This video was basically inspired by something that I saw on Instagram, and it's gonna have something to do with Atlanta, and it's gonna have something to do with DL men and gay men of the LGBTQ community in Atlanta in 1988, in the 80s, and the 90s. Basically, I'm gonna be working on that pretty soon. I might be doing some homework on that after I do this video or sometime today. I know I look ratchet, I know I look rough and this and that and the third. I got my stay hype hat on because I didn't feel like picking my head out today. I didn't feel like combing my hair. I said, you know what, I'm just gonna slap a hat on and do this video. Another thing, I also wanna give a couple of shout outs, basically 2 shout outs. Basically, I'm just gonna give these shout outs, okay? So here we go. The first shout out that I want to give out is to Miss Yolanda Britt. Miss Britt. She is a wonderful content creator and she's a wonderful person and friend on YouTube. Her channel is Miss Yolanda Britt. Miss Britt. Thank you so much, Miss Britt. I'm going to elaborate and tell y'all why I say give a special follow to Miss Britt. Because yesterday, I was chatting with someone else that I'm going to give a shout out to, a special shout out to, and that I'm going to tag. We was having a wonderful conversation. I was having a wonderful conversation with a person, another content creator, YouTuber, you know, who checks on me and sees how I'm doing. And basically, we was having a conversation, you know, about different things, about coffee and this and that and the third, and basically giving me an update and everything. And so this person reminded me and was like, you know what, you should go in Miss Britt live. She's good people. She's a wonderful person, and she would be happy to see you. And I was like, you know what, I'm not doing anything, so let me go show my support. Even though I was not at home, I said, you know what? I can go in her live, type in the chat and support and say that I'm here, which I did. When I went in the live, it's like some special, some powerful uniqueness, just, you know, joy just started opening up and coming in when I entered the room. It's like when I entered that live yesterday of Miss Britt, it's like stars and diamonds and everything, just the great energy, the great vibes just started, you know, flowing down. And I seen the joy on Miss Britt's face when she found out that I was in the chat. Let me remind y'all, she did not know that I was going to be dropping in the chat. She did not know this. And after this person enlightened me that I should drop in, which I was thinking about dropping in sometime anyway, sometime, I'm just happy that I was able to do it. And I was so happy that I was able to support, only be there for a little while. It doesn't matter if I was there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I made those minutes worthy and I made them count. So thank you, Miss Britt. And I want you all to subscribe to Miss Britt. I'll be sure to put her channel in my description along with the other people's that I will be giving a shout out to. So thank you, Miss Britt, for having me in your live, even though I was in the chat. And to everyone that was in her live, it was such a pleasure to meet all of you. And I'm so sorry I did not get a chance to subscribe to everybody, but I most certainly will. And I will subscribe to anybody and everybody. And I believe in watching everybody's videos, even though I'm subscribed to a lot of people's. I do believe in engaging and subscribing and watching and commenting and giving my thought. So thank you, Miss Britt. Thank you so much. I don't know if you're gonna I don't know if you have watched this video yet. Whenever I have it uploaded, thank you so much for everything, and thank you for being a part of my life in a unique way, in the YouTube world and not the YouTube world. Thank you so much. You are truly a blessing, and many, many others. who I'm about to give a special shout out to. Even if I don't give everybody a special shout out, y'all are unique and y'all are powerful. Y'all are wonderful. Y'all are loved from me and from everybody else. Now, the second shout out that I want to give out is to a person that has been, checking in on me constantly. We've had wonderful conversations. A person that has made me laugh. Actually, it's two peoples that has made me laugh. That made me feel so wonderful, among many, many others. I'm talking about the special shout out that I'm going to give out is to Brandon of Palm Beach. Thank you, Brandon. You know I was going to give you a shout out because you is truly one of the best. You have helped me in so many ways. I thank you for checking in on me yesterday, even though I be late replying. But life be lifing. Thank you so much, Brandon. You have made me laugh, and I remember the story that you told me the other day about that, about that situation. I'm not gonna put it out there. I'm not gonna put it out there because that wouldn't be fair to you, and I'm not the type to put out anybody's business. Even though that I am a content creator, that I am a vlogger, that I do hot tea and everything, but I'm not gonna do that. But I just want to say, when you told me that situation, I had a slow moment. And you probably know what I'm talking about. But I want to thank you from yesterday. And I want to thank you so much for giving me the courage, giving me the inspiration, and just, always believing in me. And I'm definitely going to say this about a lot of more peoples that I can remember. And I might not get a chance to shout everybody out in this video, but the next video that I do, I will be sure to give those shout outs to them that I didn't do in this video. So Brandon of Palm Beach, everybody, if you have not, please give him a subscribe and a follow. And I promise you will not be disappointed. If you want to see somebody cook pastas, forgive me, YouTube, make jacuzzi boards. Actually, it's jacuzzi, whatever it is. I'm going to say jacuzzi board because that's what I'm going to say. It's a jacuzzi board. You know the jacuzzi board with the ham, with the crackers, with the cheese and everything. I call it a jacuzzi board. That's where I first met Brandon on YouTube through another wonderful content creator who I still hold dear to my heart, Vegan Kings. I'm just gonna put that out there because if it wasn't for Vegan Kings and if it wasn't for Brandon, I wouldn't have never came across these wonderful peoples that I have met and that I still hold near and dear to my heart. I don't have no type of funny bone in my body. But if it wasn't for Vegan Kings, who I still hold near and dear to my heart and is a wonderful person, content creator, and I'm so happy that I was able to meet him because he has helped me a lot as well. But I really want to say thank each to everyone because I cannot forget everyone, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I met Brandon off of when he was doing the jacuzzi board. And I just want to say thank you, Brandon. Thank you so much. And please, everyone, give Brandon of Palm Beach a special shout out. Another person, I got two more peoples, well, three more that I want to give a special shout out to. And if I didn't give you a shout out in this video, I will next video. The Solomon Project, aka Buddha. The person that makes you laugh even when you do not want to laugh. A person that can enter a room and make flowers bloom. A person that can enter a room and give so much wonderful energy, strong energy. You barely can tell if he's upset or if he's sad or anything. Him and Brandon of Palm Beach, those two are a comedy dynamic, if y'all don't know. If you haven't been in one of their Saturday Night Lives, and if you have been in their Saturday Night Lives, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They is full of comedy dynamic. And they have helped me. The Solomon Project has helped me. Brandon of Palm Beach has helped me. Other peoples that I have mentioned, Miss Britt has helped me. And the other two people that I'm going to mention has helped me along the way. And I know I have not got to the Hurricane Katrina video. I'm going to get to it in just a minute. But I feel like I have to get this off my chest. I have to make room for the peoples that have helped me along the way. But I want to say thank you to Solomon Project, aka Butter. And when you told me, when you and Brandon of Palm Beach, and when other peoples that are on the panel and in the chat in Saturday Night Live, when y'all told me that the live is not the same without me, and when I come in, it's like joy just starts coming in. It's like I'm a celebrity, so that makes me feel so special. I might not be able to say everything that I need to say, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Mr. Burns. And if y'all have not followed Mr. Burns or subscribed to him, please subscribe to Mr. Burns, the Solomon Project, aka Butter. With it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. And in his words, stay fresh and keep it profitable. I ain't trying to steal your headline, okay? I'm just trying to, give you your flowers, even though I probably do it all the time. But, there's a lot of people on this content. It's a lot of people on this app that is not giving their flowers. So if y'all not getting y'all flowers, I'm going to give them to y'all. Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to give three more, because I feel like I have to, because it's in my heart and my spirit. Pretty. Please, everyone, if you haven't followed Pretty, please give her a subscribe and a follow. She is a strong, unique woman, and I love her content. I was in one of her lives, and she speaks the truth. And I love the way that she tells it like it is. So I want to thank you, Pretty. And you told me something the other night in the Solomon Project's Live that I hold near and dear to me. You said, among with many others in the live, that I should have been sharing my live, sharing it to my audience when everybody else was, and I was not thinking, because that's another way for you to get more subscribers and build up the community. And that I agree with, and that's why I say next time I'm gonna do that. And another reason, I remember I met Pretty on the Solomon Project's Live. Damn, I meet everybody on the Solomon Project's Live. You see how powerful and unique that is? One thing I admire about Pretty, we are both wrestling fans, wrestling fanatics. We're very kind. We are content creators. We want the same thing. We can relate on each and everything at times. And I just love that we all of a community in the YouTube content creator community can just come together. Pretty has done everything in her power to make sure that I've been well seen, that people subscribe to my channel, that I show them the same love back. And I just want to say thank you so much, Pretty, for all you've done. I know it's plenty more that I should say, that I need to say. But I think I'm saying this is you know, it's really true and I really mean it. I just want to say, keep doing your thing, sister. Keep doing your thing. And I love, and I'm going to say this. Pretty gives me the definition. Miss Britt, Pretty, Miss Professor, Miss Tara Hims, another good shout out. Miss Nikki P Blogs, Cooking with Conversations, All Bomb Lady, Life with T, Miss Alicia Premium, gives me the right to say this. And I'm going to say them, all the women that I mentioned are the definition of strong black women. Auntie Mickey, I can't forget about Auntie Mickey. Auntie Mickey gives me the definition of strong black women in the content world. Because after watching their content, they give me the definition of what a strong person in the black community is. Because let me tell you, they put out so much powerful content, and I be listening to them when they say, you know, life be lifing and everything, this and that and the third. They have families and everything. You never know what a person is going through. It's like, you know what? Those women are the strong definition of black powerful women in the content community of YouTube that I know. And I can't forget about Miss Kayla. She is the strong definition of what it is like to be a black woman in YouTube and a strong black woman you know, the content community. And I can't forget about Miss Lisa Unlimited. You know what I'm saying? All these women that I'm naming, in each of these women contents that I've watched, videos that I watch when I've got a chance to, they are the definition of strong black women of YouTube that I know, the women that I know. I know I don't know them personally, but I know they are real. I know they are human. They basically give me the strong definition of a strong black woman doing content. Pushing. So all those women that I named, please give them a subscribe. And I want to say thank each and every one of y'all queens. If y'all have not gotten that recognition, y'all getting it from me. So again, Pretty, Miss Britt, Kayla, All Bomb Later, Miss Nikki P Blogs, Miss Professor Tara Hims, Life with T, Alicia Premium, Cooking with Conversations, Miss Lisa Unlimited, Kayla, I might have said that twice. Y'all are the strong definition of black women in our YouTube community. Y'all are the queens. And it's about time that y'all are recognized. And it's about time that y'all are seen. So I'm just gonna put that out there respectfully and honestly, and I mean all that. And please, everyone, give a special shout out and a special follow to Miss Professor as well. If you haven't followed her, please give a special subscribe to her and a follow. She's truly one of the best, and she has sent me so many things and that I'm able to do reviews on, and it's been so wonderful. Thank you so much, Miss Professor. And those are the shout outs that I have for today. And if I haven't gave y'all a shout out, on this video, I will do it next video when I do another video. So I'm about to go ahead and start this video talking about the Hurricane Katrina race against time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. And I'm 25 minutes and I ain't started no video yet with what we supposed to be talking about, but I just had to put all that other stuff in. So I'm about to go ahead and we've got to go ahead and get into this topic, okay? And a special shout out to From the Silk. I can't forget about my best friend. From the Silk. One of the greatest. One of my inspirations. And who has given me so many ideas. And who has pushed me to do more and more and more lives on YouTube. Thank you so much. And so many more. You're a true, wonderful friend. Thank you. Hey y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry for that interruption. I had to I went and helped my grandmother if she needed anything. I helped her fix her sandwich and, you know, make sure everything was okay. Went in there and put on Precious, the movie. But yeah, I'm back. So we're gonna talk about the Hurricane Katrina documentary. Well, I'm just gonna give my little review on it, and I'm gonna give it a rate. And after having people ask me, have I finished? Have I finished? Have I finished? And I said, you know what, I'm gonna do a little review. It might not be the best, but it's enough, you know, for, you know, people to understand. And I'm gonna give my little story time on the events that I encountered with Hurricane Katrina. You know what I remember. So let me remind you, it's been 20 years. It's been 20 years since Hurricane Katrina happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and elaborate on that. So with this documentary that I watched, it was 5 parts, 5 episodes. So it's called Hurricane Katrina, A Race Against Time, correct? Her nappy. Hurricane Katrina, A Race Against Time is a 2025 documentary series directed by Tracy A. Curry. It explains Hurricane Katrina from those who lived it. Ryan Coolinger serves as exclusive producer under his Promixi Media banner. It premiered on July the 27th, 2025 on the National Geographic Channel. The series explores Hurricane Katrina told from perspectives of those who lived it in the aftermath. So I'm basically going to elaborate some of the things that I saw in the documentary, but mostly I'm going to elaborate on my experience, what I remember from Hurricane Katrina, and give my perspective. So good. Okay. Okay, so I will tell you this. I remember, let me remind you, this was 20 years ago. I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old. It was on a Wednesday, I think. It was on a Wednesday. I had an eye doctor's appointment. Let me remind you, me being a 10-year-old, me being a kid still, I didn't know nothing about no news. Did nobody say nothing about no hurricane or anything like that? Did nobody say nothing like that? Did nobody, explain this to me? If the teachers did, I didn't pay no attention. So I had an eye doctor's appointment. And I went to the eye doctor. But I was supposed to go back to school because I didn't go to school that morning because I had an eye doctor's appointment. So after my eye doctor's appointment, I was going to go back to school. So after my eye doctor's appointment, it started getting real dark outside. I was like, maybe it's going to be a thunderstorm. Maybe it's going to be, just some rain, just some thunderstorm, this and that and the third. But I also heard people talking about a hurricane Katrina. Let me remind y'all, that's the first time I've ever been in a hurricane. I wasn't exactly in the hurricane, but I experienced what it was like having a hurricane hit us and everyone around the world. Not only in the U.S., but around the world. So let me remind you, that's the first time that I ever experienced a hurricane. That I ever experienced a traumatic, horrifying experience is that. So I went to the eye doctor, did my appointment and everything. Went and got me some food. So I was going to go back to school, but then they was like, they let school out early because I had family members talking about the hurricane. But I didn't know what they were talking about. They were talking about some bad weather, but I did not know that it was the Hurricane Katrina. So, with that being said, after that, I didn't go back to school because they had let school out early and they had told us, the teachers at the school, the weather peoples from WCBI, WTVA, WLOV, if you, let me tell you something, if you had regular TV, if you had the TV where you had to move the antenna to try to get channel 9, channel 4, channel 27, channel 25, channel 2, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you didn't have satellite, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you didn't have no WTVA, WLOV, WCBI, if you ain't have none of those, and if you just had the antenna where you move trying to get the station to play good, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, after that, was no point in me going back to school if school was going to get let out early. So, let me remind you of this. I was happy that they let us out of school. I was happy that I was not going back to school because when I was little, I did not like going to school when I was little. I did not like going to school when I was a little kid. I did not. But now that I'm older, as I got older, I said, you know what? This one I started learning. The more days you go to school, the less days you miss, and you can get exempt from a test. Meaning, if your average is good of a grade, if your grade average is good, you can get exempt and you didn't have to come to school. That's as I got older. But when I was little, I did not like going to school. I did not want to go to school every day. I got tired of getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning hearing K-Bang. Tupelo, Tupelo, Tupelo. I got tired of hearing Tupelo, Too below, too below. I got tired of hearing it. But that's when I knew it was 6 o'clock and I have to get up for school. But back to the story. So I was happy that we didn't go back to school. So what we did, I think we went to the store or something. I can't remember. I think we went to the store to get some supplies. I can't remember. But when they say no school, so this would happen. Got to the house. Watched Passions. See, the main reason I did not want to go to school because, as I told y'all, I don't know if I told y'all, I love soap operas. I love The Young and the Restless. I love Days of Our Lives. I love Passions. You know, Bold and the Beautiful. That's what I grew up on. I was so happy that I didn't go back to school and that they were letting school out early because Passions was on. I loved the Passions. Now, I still watch Passions to this very day on YouTube. Passions. With Tabitha and Timmy, Teresa, Ethan. I was so happy that I was able to get a chance to watch it. Well, the joke was on me. Because as the show was getting good, the wind was high and the lights went off. And I was like, what happened? What happened? What happened? I'm going to tell y'all, the wind was so high, the trees were blowing a lot. The cars was moving a lot. Any cars that was around was moving a lot. And it felt like an earthquake was coming. Like, I would not lie to y'all. It was like an earthquake, and it was like so much going on at one time in my mind, in my head. Like, me being a 10-year-old kid at that time, it's like, wow, what is really going on? And so when that happened, like, the lights went off, and I was like literally, like, I was scared. Like, no lie, I was scared. So when the lights went off, you know, they told us to go, you know, go get in a safe place, in a safe spot. So then we left the house, went over to my my great aunt / grandmother's house when Hurricane Katrina hit, because it was really tough. It was really tough because the cars was moving. I'm scared that the cars was gonna flip over and everything. I will not lie to you. This is a true story. So we all go over there while Hurricane Katrina still happening. Lights had went off over there as well. So everybody was getting the candles out and everything, this and that and the third. I'm like, oh my goodness, wow. Like, literally, I was scared. But at the same time, I was just happy that all of us was there together. Me being a kid, you don't really think about anything else outside the world. You don't really think about the things outside the world. You don't think about nothing else. You just be trying to worry about your safety and well-being and the people's around you to make sure they good. But you don't be thinking about the people's out there in the other world and on the other side of things, you know, in other towns or the cities or the state or the countries. You don't think about that as a kid. You don't. I know I didn't. So, as so much was going on in my mind, if so much was going on in my mind, I'm like, damn, like, is this it? Is this the end? So, after Hurricane Katrina ended, I'm thinking, well, it ain't storming no more. It ain't no more hurricane. The lights can come back on. The lights can come back on. We can go home. We can go home. We can go home. That means we have to go to school, which I didn't want to. But that's when I found out that Hurricane Katrina did significant damage. After Hurricane Katrina, we had no lights for like 3 to 4 days. That is a long time. We had no lights for 3 to 4 days. We had no water for like 3 to 4 days. Well, 2 days, maybe a day or so. And I'm like, oh my gosh. No school. No lights. No water. So, you know, when there's no lights, no grocery stores are open. No gas stations are open. Like, thank goodness that we had like canned goods, like viennas and potted meat and this and that and the third. You know, canned goods, you know, that you can eat with crackers. I remember that. All these things I can remember. Some I can remember, some I cannot, but I definitely remember those times. So as time progressed, things started getting better, you know. So after days and days, the lights came back on. We went home, thank goodness, because I had my own room at the time. We went home, and so as the lights came back on, the station was on the news. It was on Channel 9, WTVA, and they was giving a coverage on Hurricane Katrina. When I tell y'all, as a 10-year-old person and as a 10-year-old boy, when I tell y'all that is the first time on a news coverage where I seen so much damage done by a storm. And that's when I learned that a lot of people's lost their lives in Hurricane Katrina. A lot of people's lost their homes, lost their families, lost everything that they had, and that they have to go through so much. And that's when I learned, especially on that documentary, because on that documentary, Hurricane Katrina, A Race for Time, I learned so much in that documentary. Like, the mayor, peoples wasn't doing what they needed to do for everybody to get water. It was kind of like a little bit of everything in the documentary. It was like some racism, people's not doing what they need to do, people's trying to get water, people's getting on boats, trying to get to where they trying to be, the dry land, food, water, all that. The documentary was so good, but some parts made me mad. Like, I was like, okay, you call yourself the mayor. Why is you the mayor? You ain't doing what you need to do, what needs to be done for these peoples. Like, who made you the boss of this and that and the third? Like, come on now. You need to be removed because you ain't doing shit. Like, literally, you're not doing a damn thing. Because it's peoples out here that need water, they need food, they need shelter, clothes, all this and that. And the fact of the matter is that people's lost their lives in this weather, in this storm. Like, who made you the boss of these things? Like, the documentary was so good, but also it made me mad on a couple of episodes. I'm just gonna put it like that. Some peoples shouldn't be in power. Some peoples don't need to be in power. Some peoples don't deserve to be the boss. Some peoples don't deserve to have power because they be so clueless. They don't be knowing what they need to do. I'm just putting it out there. Some people are so clueless, they don't know what they need to do. Like, for real, for real. The documentary was good. You had peoples that was telling it like it is in their perspective. You couldn't do nothing but to sit down and listen. I sit down and listened and watched. But I had no idea when I sat down and watched that it was more peoples going through this horrible, scary moment worse than we was. You think us going through that moment was tough? After watching the documentary, that basically told me everything that I needed to know. Instead of me thinking about us going through this time in Mississippi and in the U.S., this and that and the third, other peoples was going through Hurricane Katrina a lot worse than we was. Peoples couldn't get water, food, shelter, all this and that and the third. And some peoples of our community was treated so badly. The documentary was so good, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It was so good. Even though, allegedly, I might not be including everything that there is to include, but I can tell you what I watched. It was some assholes in this documentary. Didn't want to help people that was going through something so traumatic, so traumatizing. If you know, you know. But you can watch the documentary Hurricane Katrina, A Race Against Time on Hulu, 5 episodes. But I'm going to go ahead and finish telling you my story and my experience of Hurricane Katrina, okay? So, when I watched the news and I saw the news coverage, and I saw a lot of people have lost their homes, lost their lives, everything. It just didn't affect the peoples in our world, but also celebrities. So that's when I learned that it wasn't just about us. It was just about everybody, because this weather affected everybody around the world. Hurricane Katrina did. And now that it's been 20 years, it still gets talked about to this very day. And it still affects a lot of people to this very day. I was so honored and I was so touched when one of my best friends in the whole wide world, who I hold near and dear to my heart, that's my ride or die from the SIP, told me about the documentary. And my cousin told me about the documentary. I owe those two a huge thank you and a huge appreciation. From the SIP, if you're watching this, I did it. I'm done this review because it's been a long time coming, and I just wanted to get this off my chest. And I wanted people to express. I wanted people to know my story time, my experiences, everything. Everybody has different story times of what they remember from their experience with Hurricane Katrina. But what I'm telling you is a true story. What I'm telling all of you on this video that is watching, true story, true story, true story. Being 10 years old, being in a situation like that, actually seeing a hurricane like that all over the world, that is a traumatic experience, and it's not in a good way. That's why now I stay stocked up on things, and that's why I stay prayed up. That's why I pray a lot. That's why I stay prayed up. That's why I stay on the good graces of the good Lord. And that's why I treat people nice. That's why I respect people that respect me. That's why I give people opportunities to connect with me. Because we don't know how we are going to leave this earth, and we don't know how this world is going to turn out. Years and years, this world and this country is already full of mess. That's why I wanted to come on here and share my experiences with y'all and my story time of the Hurricane Katrina situation. My story time of Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina, Race Against Time, Hulu. Be sure to tune in, 5 episodes. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. But that is going to be my video for today, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know y'all experiences. Let me know how did I do on this video. How did Hurricane Katrina affect y'all? Do y'all remember when y'all was in Hurricane Katrina? What was y'all when Hurricane Katrina hit? Back in 2005, August the 29th, August the 30th, 31st, September 1st, September 2nd, aftermath, and aftermath of 2005. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with another video as soon as possible. Thank y'all for watching, and I love y'all. Miss Nikki P Blogs, Miss Britt, Miss Tara Hims, Cooking with Conversations, Miss Kayla, Alicia Premium, Miss Lisa Unlimited, Life with T. Is I'm forgetting somebody? All Bomb Lady. Thank y'all so much. Brandon of Palm Beach, The Solomon Project. I'm forgetting somebody. Brandon of Palm Beach, The Solomon Project. From the Silk, Slim Jim Longfoot, and so many others. Thank each and every one of y'all. I love y'all. And if I didn't give y'all a shout out in this video, I will next video if I can remember. I really want to say thank y'all for always loving me and supporting me, my channel and all that. To next time, I love y'all. See y'all soon. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video. Thank you, and I love y'all. Thank you. Bye-bye.